the meantime, as pilot flying, we continue with the cockpit preparation. And since the refueling is finished, it is okay to switch on the seatbelt. Just waiting a little bit with the APO there, and then checking for the electricity. There we go. Engine fire test. Good. Then when we take a look at the aft overhead panel, everything is good there. Then we have our standby, the QNH 1022 set. And then we can go ahead and program our MCDO according to the flight plan we have. We'll be operating with a cost index of 40, cruising at flight level 240. Runway 07 right with the Helen 3 Victor expected. From Helen, let's take a look at routing on the flight plan. We proceed via the Lima 179er airway towards Costa. Then further Lima 608 to Logan. And then we'll have the Logan arrival into London Heathrow for runway 09er left. Giving us a distance of 237. For the secondary flight plan, we will set up for the emergency return. And we will have runway 01 available. In case of the engine out procedure, it will be 1700 feet with a right turn to Flora. And in Flora there's a hold available, which is 308 with a right turn. Good. So we mentioned the weather was 0708 knots, temperature 3, and the QNH 1022. Taking a look here at the charts for Brussels ILS 01, we have a minima of 375 baro and missed approach altitude at 4000. In our company, the SOP gives reduction 1000 EGLL and the acceleration altitude at the missed approach level of altitude. Same for the engine out acceleration altitude. We have selected Flora as the manually tuned radio beacon in VR1, and for init B, from the final load sheets, we can see the zero fuel weight now 61.7 tons and the CG of 29, zero fuel weight CG of 29.2, with a final block of 5.4 tons on board. Taxi will be a little bit more, since we're taxiing to 07 right from stand 138. We will take 300 route reserve, and the alternate today to Manchester requires 1.2 tons. 30 minutes final reserve, giving us a very good 28 minutes in London holding time. That's a fair number, I would say. And for the performance, V1 146, rotate 146, and V2 149, with the flaps 1 plus F and a stop trim of up 0.4. Flex temperature is 74, and the engine out acceleration altitude is calculated by the EFB at 1000 feet. As far as I remember, there is also a noise abatement procedure in Brussels, so we'll configure that accordingly. And with that, the performance page is preset. I will set the progress page for the return to Brussels runway 01. Good, now the MCDU is finished. We can take a look here at the side panel, check the oxygen mask, the flow is running. We also have the flight director already on. Constraint selected, and initial will be 6000 feet to be confirmed with the controller. Meanwhile, the circuit breaker trip near panel Whiskey Dash Zulu. This one is related to our MEL. No other circuit breakers have been popped out, so we can clear that. And meanwhile, the captain returned from the walk around, confirms zero findings, signs of the tech lock, and starts with the EFB setup. The cabin joins us and asks if we are ready for the boarding, and looks like refueling is finished. We can confirm we are ready for the boarding with the fasten seatbelt already on. And in that case, we can start up APU. Generally speaking, the low pressure air unit doesn't provide that much cooling, so we'll go ahead and start the APU and provide some more powerful bleed source, and thus warming up the passengers for their comfort. In the meantime, we can go ahead and ask for our clearance from, I believe it's gonna be approach radar.
Ryanair 9 pushback approved, face east onto Foxtrot. Pushback approved, facing east and west for Ryanair 9 altitude. And just correction, facing west onto Foxtrot. Facing west Foxtrot, Ryanair 9 altitude.
Brussels approach, good morning or good afternoon from Beeline 15 Yankee. We are position 138, copy information Juliet, ready to copy clearance towards London Heathrow.
Beeline 15 Yankee, Brussels, goedemiddag. I don't have a flight plan for you, please check the final one.
Roger, we'll check with our dispatch team and revert to you, Stemai. So, I believe that's on me, since I did forget to
1756, wind 070 degrees 9 knots, runway 07 right, please.
Upload the flight plan, and from our SimBrief, let's take a look. We can indeed pre-file that on VATSIM. and all the relevant fields have been populated automatically, and we can just simply upload that. So with that, the VATSIM controller should have the flight plan available, and we can check with him if that's indeed the case. A Brussels approach from beeline 15 Yankee, we managed to upload the flight plan. Did you receive anything?
Beeline 15 Yankee A-firm, are you ready to copy clearance?
Ready to copy clearance, beeline 15 Yankee, thank you.
Beeline 15 Yankee, information kilo, clear Heathrow, Helen 3 Victor departure, runway 07 right, climb to 60, squawk 7104.
Clearance to London Heathrow via the Helen 3 Victor, SID out of runway 07 right, climb flight level 60 and the squawk 7104, beeline 15 Victor.
Beeline 15 Yankee, read back correct, startup approved, report ready for pushback.
Startup approved, we'll go for beeline 15 Yankee. So we receive our clearance, that's a good news. We can confirm it's Helen 3 Victor SID with flight level 60 preset. And the squawk is 7104. Good. Then we can do a briefing whilst the cabin is finalizing their boarding. So for the departure briefing, the takeoff runway is 07 right via the SID Helen 3 Victor. And the Helen 3 Victor takes us initial climb clearance 60, that's correct. And from 700 feet overfly, we continue on track 062 to 1800 feet. Followed by a left turn track 306 inbound to Helen. It's quite straightforward. Good. The first cleared altitude is flight level 60. The MSA is 2200 based on the airport. And the grid is everything below 10,000. In terms of extra fuel and time, we've got 27 minutes extra. For taxi hotspots, nothing really there, but quite a long way to go. Anyway, we are Charlie 6able. And in terms of engine out SID, in case of engine out, we follow the routing, which is straight ahead, and then 1700 feet right turn to Flora. We proceed to the hold and we climb to 3000 feet. Weather and weight allow for re-landing runway 01. Special ops, so we've got one MEL item, but it's not affecting our performance. Apart from that, the threats, it's quote-unquote single pilot operation, so we'll try to mitigate that with maximum automation. We'll do the flows one by one. We'll use park and brake if we need to perform dual flows. We can go ahead and close the doors. The boarding is completed. The final paperwork have been received. And so looks like the doors are closing, finalizing the cargo there. If we can take a look outside, the doors are indeed closing. Close now. and we can go ahead with the before start checklist. Also, the low pressure air conditioning unit has been disconnected, so it's safe for us to switch on the bleed, disconnect the external, and we can give a hand signal to the ground crew that they can disconnect the external unit. So the external has been disconnected, and we can do the cockpit preparation checkers, please. The gear pins and covers have been removed. The fuel quantity is checked, 5,400 and balanced. Seat belt is on. The ADIRS is in nav, and BARREF is QNH 1022, set and cross-checked. Cockpit preparation check is completed.